Hello, welcome, wait, yes, the end of another term, the end of a full 10 weeks of remote learning. And if you're a teacher, cheers. If you're a parent, cheers. If you've just been in lockdown, cheers. Today I'm going to bring you not one, I'll put that down, not two, but 3 boozy cakes to celebrate the end of the term, but just to celebrate life in general. So you probably won't see me cook all the cakes, but I'm going to show you how to prepare them all. So I'm going to start off with a very, very simple recipe. And I'm using actually I might just keep that glass there because I might have a little cheeky glass in a minute. With my friend, Betty Crocker. I love me a Betty. So I'm going to use this 1 vanilla packet cake mix for 2 recipes today, and I'm going to do a third at the as well. So let's get started. I'm a bit tongue-tied. I'm so excited. Maybe I'm just excited to have a drink. Okay, I have measured out half the packet of the vanilla Betty Crocker. So I've put 200 grams of vanilla in there. I'm going to get my rosé all day. I might just do that. And I'm going to measure out half a cup. Half a packet of Betty Crocker and half a cup of bubbles. Now, if you're not partial to a rosé, you could use a champagne. You could even do a chocolate cake mix and maybe a bourbon and Coke. I tell you what the secret here is, my fine feathered friends, is the bubbles. So if you use a full cake mix, you do 1 cup. I'm using half a cake mix, so I'm doing half a cup. And it doesn't matter what bubbles you use. The bubbles is what makes this cake activated. I think I might get a bit activated after filming this with a few boozy cakes. Now, of course, this is adults only this afternoon, and we don't want our young ones to think that we're in the kitchen just boozing up, do we? So we'll just keep this between us grown-ups. So I've just gently stirred that in. You want to keep the bubbles in there. I used to make these cakes, no, not with rosé, but these cakes with my children. We'd use creamy soda, we'd use Coca-Cola. You can use soda water if you're being healthy. It just needs bubbles to activate it. So there we go. It's not lump free. It's a little bit, look at that. It's a little bit lumpy. You don't want to stir it too much because you don't want to overwork it. So here's my little cupcake. Now, I know last week I said put the cupcake tray in the basket because it's wibbly wobbly. Well, I've got these patty pans. Oh, I love a patty pan. I've put them in there. I'm going to fill them. It won't be wibbly wobbly. It'll be fine. You could also do a smaller cupcake just for a little mouthful of little boozy goodness in there. But I'm going to go for a bit of a bigger cupcake. So I'm going to pop these in. And I'm going to fill them up to about 2/3 full. Now, while I'm doing this, I've got lots to talk about today. Did anyone catch me on the radio? How exciting. That was so much fun having a chat to Hayden and Millie. No, I don't come from Geelong West, but my parents do. And you know, when you're in show business, sometimes you have to, stretch the truth a little bit. It is a Bayside radio station, so I was more than happy. But they were lovely, Hayden and Millie. I'm sure they'll be asking me back many, many times to talk about all things air frying. Oh, and while I've done that, that is ready to go. Here she is, Fryly Cyrus. Wow, you named her, folks. Fryly Cyrus, she's got a bit of an attitude, is ready to go. And she likes to reinvent herself. That's why we're reinventing these cakes. Cupcakes in. I'm not going to make the same mistake as I made last week and have a meltdown. Turn it on 160 degrees, and I'm going to put it on for 10 minutes. It may need another 5 minutes. So, when you get the oven, it says 10 to 15. I'm going to pour myself a drink. You bet I am. So have a look at those. Oh, look at those bubbles. All right, while that's cooking away, I'm going to show you the next cake. And I've already posted about this cake. I'll just fill that up a little bit more. Thank you. Don't mind if I do. I've already posted about this cake, but I'm going to give it a boozy twist. And this is a 4 ingredients cake that I'm going to do. So this is not mine, but the 4 ingredients, 3 ingredients, but I'm using 4. Gosh, I'm waffling on. Nutella cake, and this is a bit of a lava goodness. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to make it, and I'm going to add a little bit of, hello Bailey's, my old friend, pop that in there as well. So this is super, super simple. 2 tablespoons of self-raising flour in the bowl. 1 egg in the bowl. 2 tablespoons of yummy Nutella. Yes. Actually not a big fan of Nutella, but I can't eat it by the spoonful, and I'm sure you believe that. So pop those 2. Now, if you don't live in Australia and you don't have Nutella, just find it like a hazelnut spread. And I know I have some followers on my Instagram that are literally, you couldn't get any further away from Australia if you tried, in Ireland. So hello Lisa, hello Sarah. I love that you follow my page. I hope your air frying in Ireland is going well. Do send me some pictures of anything that you try. Now, I've been a little bit ambitious with the size of this bowl here, and I've forgotten just how much ingredients is there. So it's a little bit small, but look, perseverance, and I know we're all friends here. So I'm going to mix that in so it's really good. Now the Nutella's a little bit stiff. A little bit like me after my bike ride the other day. Well, that sort of ended in tears. Tears for me, that's for sure. I'm going to mix that in really, really, really well. Oh gosh, I'm thirsty. Almost time for a drink. There we go, mixing it in. What else can I tell you about? Lisa and Sarah in Ireland, my radio. Oh, I know, I've got something very special to talk about in a moment. But that is mixed in like that. You can see, lovely. I'm now going to get my Baileys. Now, this is completely up to you and your preference. I'm going to put in a tablespoon because I live on the edge and I want it really boozy. You can put in a teaspoon, you can put in 2 teaspoons, you can put in 5 tablespoons. That is totally up to you. I think a tablespoon will be sufficient though. So I'll just pop that in there and give that a mix in, like so. Now I'm going to put this in one of my large ramekins, but unfortunately I'm using my large ramekins at the moment, so I'm going to have to just leave it in the bowl, but I'll tell you how to finish that off. So that's all mixed up nicely like that. So that's for one. That is for one person. So I'm going to put it in a ramekin about this size when I'm done with it. And I'm going to air fry that on, what have I said, Joe? Oh yes, 180 degrees for 10 minutes. Now I'm going to pop that in a ramekin. I'm going to pop it in there when those cupcakes are done. And I think last time I put on a little bit of Jalista chocolate on top. I'm going to do some vanilla Jalista gelati. I haven't even had a drink yet. Cheers. Here we go. That'll help me for sure. All right, I'm going to put some Jalista vanilla bean ice cream on top of this cake when it's cooked. And my lovely friend Annabelle made me a little bit of salted caramel sauce. I'm going to drizzle that on the top, and that is going to be delicious. Boozy Nutella cake for one. I mean, you don't want to share that. I'll post that later. All right. Are we ready for the pièce de résistance? Cheers. No, I'm not going to have another drink. Okay, I will. Now, I've gone and bought myself a very special see-through bowl, just so you can see what I'm doing. Remember that Betty Crocker mix that we had in the air fryer? Waste not, want not. I am going to put the other half of that for this cake. Now, last week I mentioned I was going to do a gin and tonic pudding. Test kitchen fail times 2. I could not get the pudding. Friley Cyrus was saying, no Joe, your pudding dish is too deep, I can't do it, it wasn't cooking, so I've decided to take this taste recipe and do it as a cake, but I'm sure it'll be fun. Did you see my pineapple upside down cake this week? Very, very similar. When you're substituting the liquids in a packet mix, you need the butter or the oil, and you also need a liquid. So I'm substituting this. I've got my 40 mils of vegetable, because I've halved the packet, remember? So I want to go half the ingredients. 40 mils of vegetable oil there. I have got 3 tablespoons or 60 mils of lemon juice with 2 teaspoons, 1 each of lemon zest and 1 of lime zest. So there's lime zest and lemon zest in that. So that's just a bit of grated lime and lemon, and 3 tablespoons of lemon. 2 eggs. It's very hard when you halve a packet to halve an egg, but I'm going to go 2 eggs, and that works really well with my pineapple cake. And here we go. I don't know why I did that. Here's my sexy gin. I didn't buy the good gin. I just bought this gin, but you know, gin's gin. Who's going to complain? I get a clean teaspoon. I'm going to put 1 tablespoon in this. There is more gin that will go in your syrup sauce, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But I'm going to measure out 1 tablespoon Yes, it drizzled over the, you knew I was going to do that, a little bit of drizzling over the edge. You know, less is more, but sometimes more is more. So a little bit, 1 tablespoon. I wouldn't go more than that, a little bit of a drizzle. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my beaters, and I got these beaters from Woolies for 20 bucks because my beautiful Philips Magimix died on me after 15 years. So because we can't shop online, can't go into the store, I just bought these. I'm going to beat this for 2.5 minutes, half a minute on low and 2 minutes on a medium to high. And then I'm going to place that into my lined tin. This is the tin that you've seen me use before with the fried rice, and it has the handle, and that's really handy. I'm going to air fry that for 165 degrees for 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, I'll take it out and I'll get my skewer and I'll skewer it. And if it comes out clean, I'll know it's cooked. If not, I'll pop it in for another 5 minutes, check it again, and so on. I've never really cooked a cake longer than 45 minutes though, so if you have the 3.2 litre Kmart, you should be fine. Mix that, pop it in there. The thing that I love about lining with baking paper, it comes out really easy when you tip it upside down. It just slides out. But a tip, trim your edges of your baking paper because you don't want it flying up and hitting the element of your air fryer. So, but you do want it going over the top. So that will come out, and then I'm going to whip up on the stove a beautiful gin and tonic syrup, which I'll put in on the post. And then when the cake comes out, you put the syrup on, bit of whipped cream, lemon and lime slices, and wow, delicious. I'm not going to do all that now though, because that would not make for very interesting IGTV. What I think I might do now is raise a glass to all the unsung heroes. One of them particularly is my friend Karis's boyfriend. He's a postman, and I know I've complained a little bit about Australia Post, but she was telling me that he delivers normally 60 parcels a day. At the moment, he's delivering 220 parcels a day. So when you see your postman, if you live in Australia, give them a cheers. Maybe make them a little bit of a Bailey's Nutella cake, or give them a slice of your gin and tonic cake and say thank you. Finally, happy birthday, happy 50th birthday. There, I said it to my friend Joe Clifton. Folks, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great weekend. Well done to all my friends who are teachers, parents, work in education, education support. I salute you. We made it. Time for a drink and a bit of boozy cake. See you next week. Bye.